Day 1, a 413 kilometre hit out from Orange to Hillston.
Well, this is the first. We're starting off. This is a breakfast before the ride today. First day out of Orange to Hillston. Anyway, we have snow. So, yeah, that's character building. I think I'll be wearing everything I own and some, and steal some. So to give you an idea how many layers I'm wearing, I'm wearing a yellow raincoat, looking like a yellow wheel. Got my actual bike jacket on with a padding in it. I've got another thermal sort of windbreaker top. I have another Under Armour top. I have my other protection, and I'm wearing an icebreaker under there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Or it could be 6. And I'll probably still be cold and whingy.
On smaller rides like these, we run a cornerman system, so we always look for stop riders to indicate the direction we have to go. 530 kilometre hit out from Hillston to White Cliffs. This day had everything. A bit of a really tricky mud section, lots of animals to be aware of, and amazing scenery. Everyone's having breakfast here at Hillston. We're the morning after the night before, and someone had a bit more of a night before. Andy, please explain. He was tagged. That's not a tag to get in a nightclub, that's tagged to thrown out, so he can't have any more. You don't get cut off here, you get tagged and thrown out the door. I'm not kidding. So we're having breakfast at Champions. We've got Brennan's going through some
Sketty on toast.
and Noel is banging in a Chico roll for breakfast. Look at that. Fitness professional. He's burnt his mouth. This is gold. This is gold.
Awesome.
I've always said you should never eat a banana in public for reasons which we won't go into now. It also applies to Chico rolls. We're all getting ready before we head out from Hillston to White Cliffs. A bit of a contrast. It's not snowing or raining. So we're all wearing a little less clothes. Even Andy's wearing jeans on the bike today. So he would be the one earlier you saw who was possibly, allegedly, actually did get removed from the pub and cut off. And tagged.
Tagged.
Yep. That was yesterday morning in the snow.
Awesome.
Okay. No. Thoughts on the snow?
Hey, the snow was great. It was, the visibility was just ridiculous.
There would be no visibility. We all were just, it was just so foggy, it was ridiculous. I was going to get my long selfie stick out and use that as a braille-cade going down the road because I could not see anything.
I'm glad we pulled over and were able to clean all our gear because, it was very hard.
Yeah, it was from a warm face and a cold air, just everyone's masks, goggles, screen fogged up. So it was a bit special. Anyway, better day today. It was a good day.
So, Andy, what can you see before you? What's happened here?
I don't know, JD.
Hang on.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Nice work, boys. Bit of carnage.
Bit of regrouping.
Oops. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You had a learning opportunity, Ty?
Yes, I did. Learnt some more this morning.
He's smiling to
Always
tell.
character building.
Yeah. Yeah, just call them a learning opportunity.
No one's hurt, and we can have a chat and make an adjustment to the thought process.
This man here yesterday was pretty hated and loved and invited to, but mostly hated. He had a heated vest, gloves, hooked up to his gloves that also heated, hooked up to his bike, so he had max power, heated, he was comfortable.
That's right, and all the Queenslanders didn't have pin locks, so their visors fogged up. Us Southerners, we're
That'd be me.
used to riding in the cold, so we know.
Yes, pin lock is a visor within a visor, so I've fitted mine now, so today will be a whole different thing.
It stops it fogging.
punch out a couple of 100 Ks and all you really want is a coffee. Nice. In yesterday's video, you saw a gentleman scream between two riders very fast. We called it safe passing because none of us crashed. But we didn't want to identify the rider because he had a red bag on his bike. Hello, that'd be a red bag.
I just put that red bag on this morning. I found it on the street.
Okay, you heard it first. He found the red bag and put it on his bike because he's tidy towns. Yep, this is going to hurt. I ran out of fuel just before the fuel station. Some people might accuse me of being a bit of a throw jockey. Gosh, probably fair. Anyway, there'll be some feedback on this one, I'm sure. So misery loves company, so I rang Tony to get some feedback on just the suffer. Because he's just had his tooth out, so I thought this was suffer too. So close.
Yeah, you can almost see it. We should make you push it.
You haven't run out altogether, have you?
No, yeah, completely, Jim.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just going to say...
How do you half run out?
Well,
thank you guys.
it's all right.
So we... From White Cliffs to Broken Hill. Morning day 3, we're kicking off from White Cliffs, behind the White Cliffs pub last night. They had to show amazing hospitality. They did a really good feed accommodation. And we punch out from here to Broken Hill. It's a bit chilly, but overall the weather looks sensational. Each morning starts off with a briefing, and here we are.
Yeah, another crack of it.
Yeah, I didn't know I couldn't video after that. I'm doing something I should never do, which is pass the team lead-out riders. Here we have Chris, we have Shane, very comfortable on a bike. Here we have Skip, who's normally a lead rider, but he's going where he's required, drifting up and down the pack. The camaraderie on these rides is fantastic. You'll see a lot of transitions between asphalt and dirt. You've always got to be mindful of these because you never know what the conditions are like. Golden rule with gates, if you find it shut, leave it shut.
Gate duty, boys.
Here's Noel, this is getting played at 5 times the normal speed, just to give you an understanding of all the different scenes we see, the different landscapes and how barren the land is out here. There are hazards everywhere. You always have to be mindful, especially when it comes to dips. We will go through thousands of these
and each one could be deep, rocky, sandy, muddy, loose. You've always got to show everyone with respect. In the last week or so, this section must have been pretty wet because you've got some deep ruts. As you can see here, I'm just trying to weave in between them to find a nice, firm packed, safe area to ride.
We're doing some BMW off-road training on how to deal with bull dust. There's a lot of bull dust. These pockets come up, it's like talcum powder. So you have to really pay attention.
Bull dust, if you've never experienced it or never actually been through it by accident, it's literally day ending, tour ending. It messes you up. Watch the speed that he sees it and he's like, okay, literally starts to roll out. If he's got to go.
Johnny G, what a legend.
$160Ks in, day 3, we've popped into Pack Saddle Roadhouse to get fuel. All the boys are lining up. Looking good. It's a bit interesting. You actually got to fill up, get a raffle ticket and go and pay for it. So the boys fill up and this lovely lady fills out their raffle ticket.
Yeah, when they're so pushing on
It's a shame you could have done, had a meat tray raffle at the end.
Who knows?
Keep hold of your ticket because there's a meat raffle at the end. Okay, I'm making that up.
Your shout?
Oh, it could be meat with enough roadkill. We could actually bang that on something, a plate.
Quick drone shot of all the riders in front of the Pack Saddle Roadhouse.
Can I get you? And just slow everyone down?
You're going to get the footage of this first.
Let's do what it is for.
We don't know how Brendan did this. He wasn't even moving. Situations like this, mates help mates out. Unless they're holding a camera filming, lucky the camera was mounted on my bike so I could give Brendan some assistance. Seen here clearly I have my priorities right because someone pops over the camera, so I pose for a shot. Whoa! It looks flat, but it isn't. It's actually on an incline going up to a big patch of bull dust on a hill. That's why I'm helping Brendan. It's quite challenging to get on your bike on a hill. Getting Brendan upright, he just takes off. Geez, thanks, John. When there's a major hazard like this big pit of bull dust, a rider stops and waves people down to slow down. As we saw earlier, when it comes to bull dust, slow down, take it cautiously, feet out, wide stance. Here I am clearly waving the rider to slow down. Took no advice, he was exceptionally lucky. Here's Andy coming past. I could say he showered me in stones, but I won't. Or did I?
At the Silverton Hotel, an old relic from the Mad Max. Day 4, 500 kilometres, Broken Hill to Araruka. I probably pronounced that wrong. We have 200 kilometres of bitumen to our first fuel stop. Then we have 300 kilometres of dirt. Started day 4, Broken Hill at Araruka. I've been sneaking up on the boys. They can hardly notice a squash with the camera.
I didn't even know you turned up.
Okay, yeah, I do stealth.
Great video from yesterday.
And thoughts on yesterday?
Yeah, great ride. Fantastic ride. A little bit too quick. Kind of slowed down today.
Okay, that'll be the part of the end of the video when he sprayed me with rocks. If it's a bit furry, it's because he cracked my lens. Scotty, thoughts?
I had a fantastic day. Nice little bits of sand to keep your attention. Fantastic stuff, and looking forward to heading to Araruka today.
I had my most cardio workout yesterday digging Paul out of a sand pit.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, his bike was so bogged at one point he thought I cracked it because I threw it down on the ground, but I used these engines who poke out from the bike to lower it down, lie it on side, pivot around, get the wheels up, and you stand up in a new spot, so I was out of the hole. But at that point he did look a bit shocked. I was like, what's he doing on my bike? But I had a method in my madness.
Thanks, John.
It made sense in the end. We have Ty here. His bike still has a bit of feedback from day 2. How are you feeling? Not at all. All good?
Feeling fantastic. We've got a fantastic day here at Broken Hill.
It's good.
A cloud in the sky. I'm looking forward to a fantastic day. 500 k's today. First 200 on the bitumen, 300 on dirt.
Yes, and you can see his helm. You had a bit of feedback in here. Still carrying a bit of the mud from somewhere.
Mighty Thor.
John, thoughts yesterday?
Yes. Well, fantastic day. There was so much.
Okay, recap. Thoughts on the bike ride yesterday?
Okay. So lots of bull dust, plenty of wide open roads, really big open roads. It was fun watching guys fall off in front of me.
We don't call them falls off, we call them learning opportunities. The learning opportunities to back off a bit or increase skill level or both.
There were plenty of guys had none yesterday. They went too hard, straight into it, and didn't bother to sort of have a little bit of a settle down before they went in, and hence, learning opportunity.
We took our bags to the luggage truck and then went to the Astor for breakfast, and then we had the riders briefing and prepared to head out of town. For those who are curious, here's a bit of a shot of downtown Broken Hill. It's a lot of historic old buildings. It's quite an amazing town. Here's a group from Uni Amazing Campers who have converted these old Army Unimogs into camper vans. On the left you see a train with actually containers stacked too high. This morning is 200 kilometres of road before we get our fuel stop. We popped into this place, Henry. Now all the boys are lined up for a bit of a rest stop and to get warm. We've done 200 k's of bitumen, our first fuel stop since then at a Broken Hill, and then on to Araruka. On dirt, you really want to pay attention to these warning signs. They have all the information you need, whether the road's closed or open. To let a rider know it's safe to pass, sometimes you put your right leg out just to show them it's all good to go. It may look like we're all travelling in dust, however we find a sweet spot between the dust and the wind, so you've got a safe spot. Notice the skyline. We can see storms are coming, so we're really pushing on to make sure we get in front of it. After 180 k's of dirt, we decided to stop and have lunch, and here's just a collage of images.
And here's Johnny in his element doing his thing. He does this every day.
Two Johns
Comedian and the
filming each
cameraman
other.
of the group. Does an awesome job.
John can film John and John.
All right, so we've had lunch and we're all ready. We're ready to go. Let's put the pressure on them.
Brendan fell over and we weren't even going. Notice everyone laughed.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, so I can't back this story up. However, the story goes that Brendan pushed Andy onto a sharp rock and sliced his tyre in half. However, anyway, they're all smiling as they change the tyre. Here's Skip have to put a new tyre on at the end of the ride, and we're not sure how Andy did this.
So Andy, what's happened now? Come on, just help me.
It took Chris a moment to realise I had a 2-metre camera boom hanging out of the top of my jacket.
Up periscope.
BMW Safari team rider, Skip, here he is in action. That was an understatement. So Andy, highlights from yesterday.
Puncher. That was good. Bit of camaraderie. All the boys pulled over and helped me. Changed the wheel. Got back 50 k's out of Arthurilla. All done. Finished.
And something about why did you lay your bike down after they changed the tyre?
I don't know what happened there. Misadventure.
Noel, magic moment for yesterday?
Riding up front with Booth Joy around Boothie into town. And literally I was the first one here.
That's all out of the way now.
Yeah. I was the last one here because I was on the corner boy. I do have to change my lens because that's the man who wrecked it. Not that I'm pointing at anyone, or it could be him. He's also been a culprit. Yesterday, what were your thoughts on yesterday? And what about the weaving down the road with the rocks? Scott saw that, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely.
What were your thoughts on Brendan weaving down with the rocks?
Are we talking about when he fell off his bike while we were all sitting there?
And when he was going in there and wiggling and just playing there like that and spraying it with rocks?
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. It's what we look for.
Explain why you're doing that.
I only look ahead. If people behind me are too close and getting hit by rocks that I throw up, that's actually their fault and on them.
He might be a lawyer.
Yeah, he's a lawyer. But a farmer first.
Oh, farmer first.
Yeah, I've got cows.
Yeah, cows are big in litigation. Coming Aruka yesterday. I pronounced that wrong again. Coming into
Arkarula.
yesterday, there was an incident. Can you explain?
I was obeying instructions, which was to slow down as we approached reception.
Is that what it meant?
Apparently, Boothie's going, and we did approach with a little bit of pace on. And
Who's we?
Well, this other good mate of mine, and we applied the brakes, and the next thing I was on the deck. On the deck.
All right.
So the guy behind me wasn't maybe paying the attention that probably was Boothie doing these ones, and next thing we had a little coming together and just a little minor incident.
Bit of bonding?
A little bit of, it was no learning opportunity there. It was just one of those things.
Andy, your thoughts on what happened?
I think John Dable got it right. Yeah, it was like a docking incident. That was around in the marina.
Nothing to see here. Was it you that ran up the back of it?
Yeah, nothing to see. It was just
Nothing to see here.
We
And
picked each other up and we're mates. We had a nice bottle of red last night together. It's all good.
Does that cover the cracked ferry?
Not really.
John making some running repairs to his front guard. John, what are you doing?
Not reckless riding. Other guys came by and spraying with stones. I'm trying to get some content, and they're just ripping at me with stones and just completely destroying the front of my bike. Are they helping at this point? No.
No fault of his own sitting behind him and getting the rocks thrown at him.
I'll go to the footage. I'll add that in. Board vehicles, trusty luggage repair truck, Sam at the helm, banging it out, getting all our luggage, making sure it gets to the destination, punching out the Ks.
Okay, Sammy, little one for you, mate.
Yeah, that's all right. Did you want that up there?
Oh.
Anthea is a goddess who makes all this happen from a BMW safari. How's it been herding cats, these 20 boys on this off-road safari?
They are a very good group of cats. They know what they're doing at least. So the herding is minimal. It's been great. We're having a really good time.
Yes, the logistics is interesting to get people from A to B, accommodation on bikes with the luggage truck and meals.
It is, but
amazing.
It's fun. It's what it's all about. Just
Yes.
come out here and enjoy it. I'm
Alrighty.
just here for the ride this time, enjoying it.
And she's finally been travelling in this, and finally Sam fixed the air seat, so she's pumped. Her back is uncomfortable, finally.
little group back up a bit so we go up to this other lookout, and then it's just pitchy in, so it's going to have a little regroup. And that was
I couldn't help because I was filming.
Oh, did you get that?
The end of it.
He doesn't not get it ever.
How was that, boys?
Epic!
Oh,
Epic,
good.
JD! Yeah, probably one of the best afternoons of fast slalom type dirt riding I've ever done. Just so much fun.
Yeah, awesome. My bike looks like it's been shot with a shotgun, but it's Andy's.
Sorry,
John,
give it back.
You dropped that.
Okay, thanks. Day 6, final day, bit over 500 kilometres from Rawnsley Park Station to Adelaide. Morning, day 6, we're heading from Rawnsley Park Station, heading to Adelaide. Had dinner and breakfast at the woodshed on the property. The 3 generations. Do you want to explain, Noel, the 3 generations?
3 generations, okay. We've got Skip here, he's the youngest. Then we've got Ty here, he's the father of this one. Got Max here, and he's the father of this one. So the amazing part is, when you work out the ages since, they would have been 12 every time they conceived.
If you haven't worked out now, his name is Rolly. Second day, forgot his gloves, then forgot to get fuel.
Did not forget the gloves. We won't mention any names, but no, I wasn't going into
And the fuel?
Oh yes, the fuel. I'll own up to that.
Amazing week. Yeah, vibes are high. Everything's been awesome. So let's bring it home. Bring it home safe today. Have heaps of and a feed and a bit of a. I'd say a fair bit more shit quiet in Adelaide. Let's bring it on home super safe with a lot of fun, a lot of smiles. And
morning we get back into some dirt really quick. We get out of here down the road a bit and turn off. So it'll be a bit similar to what we did yesterday for a while, all the way through to Corn, and we'll refuel there.
Every day we ask the question, why does the wildlife run in between the bikes and they've got all this open plains? In full disclosure, my foot got caught in the bike and I binned it. So this gentleman just witnessed me, what did you witness?
a fall.
Okay.
I think your leg got caught.
Yep, so I binned it and I was going 0 kilometres an hour.
On this fine establishment opposite the Transcontinental Hotel in Quorn.
Yep. And he actually gave me a hand to lift it up. Took pity on me. About time someone did.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Good on you.
This is the front of a 1250. You notice all the fairings, mudguard, all that. That's how it should look. And unfortunately, this is what happens after you have a chat to the local wildlife like a kangaroo. All the fairings gone, mudguard gone. Right, okay, you did well. To make sure we're all on track and none of us get lost, at major turns the lead rider points to a spot that the next rider should sit at and wait until the sweep rider comes along as he's the last rider with the sport vehicle and says it's good to go. We're about an hour out of Adelaide. It's all gone badly. Raining its guts out. And yeah, we're all getting dressed up.
But I've just had a big belly full of butter chicken and rice. It was beautiful, warm each in my heart, and I'm ready to roll.
Aaron, today you come up and caught with the boys and you actually got sprayed with rocks. Who was the culprit behind that?
Culprit? No, I can't admit that on camera.
Could it be that person?
Normally what happens on tour stays on tour.
So all week you've been saying I've been picking on Andy? Another case. Faces and names of the BMW Safari team. These are the people who make it happen.
I hope you're going to come back to 3 or 4. Thank you. Good news, did alright, leading away.
Well.
Survived the week of Pat, thank you for Thank you, mate. It's been
I've had an absolute ball. It's been one of the most fun, enjoyable weeks and that I've had on a bike in a long time. Thanks to my side, and I think it's been run very smoothly, and you guys have been a big part of that, mate. Thank you for all the accommodation.
And then Scotty said we have to do it again. So the first award goes to Scott for actually wrangling all of you together to make this week happen. He rang Chris and Shane and said, I want to do it. I'll get a group together and let's have an amazing week. So thanks heaps to you, Scott, because if it wasn't for Lord, I mean, I feel like he needs the biggest round of applause this week because he's not even getting paid to do this. But your official videographer in the room, Mr. Johnny Gearin,
Yeah, mates look after mates unless you're filming.
That's it.
Shane call you Gearbox because of all of the things that appear out of your life.
But better be looking at it than looking for it. If you made it this far, thanks for watching.
This is the first time we've really had the 1300 GSAs out in outback conditions or definitely in the Flinders.
Had no one around us and no real civilization where we are, so we got to push these things to the limit.
To me, it feels a smaller bike when you're standing on it. Its ergo's a little more compact. And yeah, like we felt really at home on today, and I think you'll see that in some of the stuff we shot.
Oh boy. Yep. Send it. Yeah.
A right-hander into a left. Sunrise is coming up over here. Crash bars are nearly hitting each other. Flick that into a right-hander, then back into a left-hander. And we're perfectly in sync. It's like, oh, we're in for a good day.
Oh boy, I can't believe we're talking up.
You know, when you've got motivated people around you, it makes it easy. This is part of our job that we really love. It's something that we don't get to do enough because you're so busy doing everything, all these other things going on. But also, there's not always two new models of bike like the 1300 and the 1300 GSA. So when the GSA come out and BMW said, let's go and get some content. Well, this is what we're thinking. This is what we're going to do. Can we combine it with a bit of a recce? All that kind of stuff. So we were like 100% we're in.
Oh, look at that out to the right leg. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, you're nearly there.
Too late, wasn't it?
No, that was actually hard.
You have to sit here and go like this. Like you shouldn't be able to look at that right now. We should be blinded right now. 100%.
We had fun. We set out early. They're massive days. Like I think we're maybe on the bikes for 14 hours all up, and we're still going. So let's call it a 15, 16 hour day.
Yeah, we're good. Good to go. When you're out doing this stuff, look, I've spent a lot of years actually, pretty lucky to have done a lot of riding and media stuff. So
That's it. That's yes. That's it.
The guys on cameras are really passionate about trying to get it right. So I'm always happy to keep going until the rider gets it right, the cameraman gets it right. If you want to get good stuff, you got to keep at it and just make those things mesh together. And when you're working with good crew, you will always come up with some really special stuff.
Beautiful. That's it. There we go. Cruise in. That's it. Murphy's perfect.
The whole thing, tear it up. It's a combination of everything. We'll plan a little bit, have a bit of a look on maps and on GPS stuff. But then quite often once we're in locations, you take in the terrain visually as well, and you can kind of see what's available. You might see a mountain range and what you've planned heads into there. And you know, if it's a big mountain range, you're going to have some big uphills and downhills. So you're always, thinking, okay, how steep is this stuff going to get? What condition is it in? But now it's a little bit more plan it there or thereabouts. Let's go ride it. And then once you're there, you can really fine tune it just based on terrain, and you get a bit of a feel for what might be available. So
I think at this point, we've got a bit of a system. It works good, and I've got complete trust. I'm happy to just bunker down and let Boothie lead me wherever we may go.
On the car, red jacket, that car.
That's the best photo. We look for a good time, that long time.
I thought we were meant to be behind the car. No.
That's good speed, mate. That is such a... Yes. That's it.
Can't wait to see some of the stuff that comes out of this.
We were pretty on it. We were clicking today, which was good.